All right, let's imagine it's Sunday morning at 10:45 a.m. You wake up, you're feeling good, you're feeling refreshed, and you decide you're kind of craving a smoothie, a pineapple smoothie. So, you get in your car and you drive to your nearest grocery store. In my case, that would be Whole Foods. For many of you, it could be Whole Foods, and for the rest of you, it could be another store. Now, if you've been to Whole Foods, you know the layout. In the front is the checkout area. That's where you pay for your items. Then there's a hot bar, right? The hot lunches ready to go. And then finally the produce area, right? The fruit, the veggies, all that stuff. So you enter in through the right side. You see all the produce and now you're looking for pineapples. You're like, all right, where the hell are these things? You go towards one section and you find them. And that's when you see her. A woman that you find really attractive, but you don't know what to say. Overthinking is kicking in, panic, anxiety. And inside, this might as well be hell for you, right? Because you've been in this situation many times before. You know the feeling, right? And you may be like, all right, well, what do I say? How do I begin? Will she be okay with me randomly talking? You are a stranger. What if she rejects you? Oh my God. What do? Rejection. This is probably the number one fear for men that I talk to. What do you say? What are those first few words? What if she thinks you're a creep? What if she thinks you're a weirdo? This bothers a lot of guys. How do you start? What is the actual way to begin, right? What is the most optimal way to approach to increase the chances of success? So what do? You leave, do nothing, and you go home and you think, what would have happened if you did say something, if you did start a conversation? Sound familiar? I bet it does. I want to welcome you to an introduction event on how to meet women at Whole Foods. Again, this could be any grocery store, but I'm talking about Whole Foods because that's the one that's closest to me. So this is the agenda for today's video. We're going to talk about who you are. I want to make sure I'm not wasting your time. So when I'm in section 1, if you're not feeling like this is you, feel free to watch another video. I don't care. Then we'll talk about me. Then we'll talk about the number one mistake men make. Why looks don't matter. Oh man, I love this. I love this section. For many of you, this is going to blow your mind. Then we'll talk about the actual strategy. What do you say? How do you begin? All that stuff. And then I'm going to give you a free gift. Okay? So grab yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. I got my water. I'm going to do my best to not edit this video because I want this to feel like you and I are meeting at a coffee shop and I'm just giving a homie some advice. Okay? So I'm going to do my best to not edit this. I want this to feel like you and I have been friends for a long time, and I just want to help you overcome this barrier, okay? Let's begin. So, who you are. You are in the right place. You are watching the right video if approaching women has never been your thing. You're not that type of guy. You're not wired that way. Maybe you're an introvert. Maybe you feel like you're socially awkward. Maybe you have social anxiety. Maybe you've never been in a relationship before, right? Any of these or all of these could apply to you. You want to learn the skills to approach women respectfully, right? You don't want to be a weirdo. You don't want to be mean. You don't want to be disrespectful because you care about your integrity. You care about being a good human being, right? You don't want to be sleazy. You don't want to be unauthentic or creepy in your approach, right? And you want to learn how to walk up and say those first few lines. You want to learn how to break the ice. You want to learn how to begin. And you want to stop having severe hesitation. For many of you, you may know what to say, but it's stuck inside. Coming out, whole different other story. Sound familiar? Cool. You are tired of using dating apps. You know how it is. It's exhausting, bro. You know it. I was recently watching a video where I forget the guy's name, but he wrote a book. He's a famous guy. And he said, these days you have to swipe 200 times to get one match. Now, I don't even know if that's accurate or not, but goddamn, that seems like it's accurate. For many of you, it could be worse, could be better, whatever. The point is, dating apps are exhausting. They're toxic. You know it, and they rarely work. You're tired of being frustrated, alone, single. We are in a loneliness epidemic. This is a problem. Human connection is important. You know this. You're tired of reading advice that isn't practical, right? You want to read actionable advice. You want to learn actionable advice. You're tired of doubting yourself, not taking action, coming home, jumping on Tinder, Bumble, whatever, maybe even looking at porn. And you're just tired of being that guy who doesn't do what he wants to do. I'm going to help you today. And like I said, you're tired of using or you're tired of dating. Dating app exhaustion is real. Dating has become work now for most people. This is the feedback. This is what I'm hearing from others. And this is only going to get worse now with AI and all that stuff. Cool? Now, this is what you want, okay? What you want is to start conversations naturally, to start them comfortably, right? You want to be comfortable. You want to increase your communication skills with women. You want to be better at talking to women. You may be excellent with men. You may be excellent at networking events. But when it comes to women, all that goes out the window. You want to feel confident, even in the face of total strangers. Again, this is bigger than dating. This has to do with human connection, which unless you're a robot watching this video, you need this. You want to be kind. You want to be easy to talk to. You want to learn how to be assertive and confident. And ultimately, you want to find a meaningful relationship. That's what you want. You want to find a connection, a partner, your partner in crime, right? All right, cool. Now let's talk about me for 30 seconds. So who I am. My name is Payam. Hello. In case you don't know me, I talk about charisma, confidence, and communication. This is what I love to talk about. I founded a dating advice app back in 2013, and I've been in this industry for a long time. That's why I'm showing you this. And I used to be super shy. I used to be a big overthinker. I still have some overthinking in me, but not in this area of life, in other areas of life. I don't teach pickup advice. I don't teach you how to get laid. I don't teach seduction. I don't teach manipulation. In fact, if that's what you want, please do not watch this video. Click away. You're still here? Okay, cool. I focus on human connection, relationships, finding somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with. Okay, that's my goal here. All right. I also don't focus on just corporate mumbo jumbo talk. For whatever reason, it's either these days what I see is either seduction, get laid advice, or how to be a great speaker, how to talk on stage. I don't see a convergence of both of these, and that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. I'm trying to help you, an overthinker, become charismatic. It's inside of you. It's just locked. Let's unlock it. This is a screenshot of the app that I created in 2013. Again, I'm not trying to show off here. I just want to show you that I've been doing this for a long time. I used to focus mainly on advice that would help other people get their ex back. I rarely do this anymore. This is a screenshot of some of the reviews. Again, just want to show you again that I've been doing this for a long time. Some coaches that I've spoken to that have said some kind words about me. Some of these names you may recognize. And yeah, that's it. All right. Personally, I'm fascinated with the thoughts you have, when it comes to meeting new people, right? And there's thoughts in 3 categories. At least that's how I see them in my mind. And my guess is you probably feel the same way. You see someone you want to talk to, and you don't know what to do. Those are the thoughts before the approach. Maybe you muster up the courage. Actually, let me go back. So the thoughts before the approach may be like, all right, you see somebody, but you're like, I don't know what to say, right? That's an example. Maybe you muster up the courage to approach, to talk to somebody. But then those thoughts, as you're walking, is she okay with me randomly talking, right? You're a stranger. maybe you do approach, you do start a conversation, and it doesn't go well. And then you think, I feel like shit. Today, in this video, I want to talk about mainly the thoughts before the approach, right? Because I want to get you started, okay? So, let's talk about the number one mistake men make. Here's the reality, my friends. What is stopping you? What is stopping you from growth? And you may know this already, is rejection. Rejection. This scares most men. But fear, the fear of rejection, that fear isn't the problem. You're fearing the wrong things. What you should be fearing are your missed opportunities, your missed connections, your missed networking opportunities, missed experiences. All of this is connected, okay? The last thing you want to wonder is, what if? Man, let me tell you something. I'm 40 right now. When I was 18, 19, and I realized, like, damn, I'm shy, I'm an overthinker, I don't know anything about this stuff. I don't have any confidence with this stuff. When it comes to meeting new people, again, this is bigger than dating. This doesn't just have to do with talking to women. It could be with people. I was the what if king, okay? So I know what it's like. This, what if I did say something, is what sparked my initial drive to get better at it. Because I hate the what if loop. You know the what if loop. It's just a nonstop. It's a circuit. It's just round and round we go. This motivated me to change, and I hope it motivates you too. You know, for you, it could be something like, what if she's the one? What if that was my wife? What if this golden opportunity was it? What if? This I call the danger zone, and I want to help you get the hell out of the danger zone, okay? Again, you are fearing the wrong thing. Let me explain. This is the fear spectrum. Give me a second. So I've shown this in another video. So if you've seen this, I apologize. You're going to have to watch it again. But for many of you that haven't seen this, this is going to help you kind of see things in a new light. Okay? Let's imagine this line is fear. 10 is the ultimate thing you fear. 0 is, I could care less about this, right? Approaching women for many men is at a 10. It's at the peak of fear, right? Why? Because of rejection. We just talked about it. You know it. I know it. Let's not kid ourselves. Rejection for many of you, for you, is at a 10. Yes? Yes? Agreed? Cool. But this is incorrect, my friend, because you know what should be at a 10? The death of a loved one. A parent, a sibling, a friend, whoever. That is something we all fear, right? As human beings. That is a 10. Which means what? Approaching women is way further below this, right? And if you watch this right now, you should have felt a little shift. And, yeah, that's true. Why? Because let me let you in on a little secret. You can learn all the lines. You can learn all the tactics. You can learn all the strategies. But your mindset is key when it comes to meeting new people. It's key. I like to use the analogy of working out. You can go to the gym every single day. You come home, eat burgers, hot dogs, pizza. You're not going to see the results that you want. Why? Because in working out, when you work out, 90% of it is diet. In this world, 90% is mindset. And that's what I focus on. Okay? All right, cool. So what do we change? Nothing. We just recognize that relative to what really is a 10, approaching women is fucking nothing. It's nothing, right? And this is what I'm going to help you become excellent at. And this is going to change your life. I promise you. I promise you. So there are 2 untold truths about approaching women that I want to share with you. Number 1, Not everybody's going to find you attractive, bro. I don't know if I told you, if you think everybody finds you attractive, call your doctor, make an appointment. Something's wrong with you. Number two, many women want to be approached. We are now in a new phase. I'm recording this in 2025. Men and women are tired of using dating apps. They're tired of using dating apps. Now, for those of you that are going to bombard me in the comments and being like, bro, not all women want to be approached. My friend, save yourself time writing that comment and save me time reading your comment. Recognize that there is no one size fits all rule here, okay? We're talking generally, all right? There's no 100% method in the world with anything. So if that's what you're looking for, stop watching this video. Still here? Cool. All right, cool. All right, section 4. Why looks don't matter. What a boo-boo whistle. There we go. This section right here, my God, this is gonna, it's almost like I don't even want to show this because it's so good. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna show it. All right, I like to use scales sometimes. So let's say this is an attraction scale, okay? So at 10, the hottest human being, 0, the ugliest human being, okay? I don't know where you are on this scale. Let's say you think you're a 4 out of 10, all right? Maybe you're fat, maybe you're inexperienced, maybe you're ugly. I don't know you, okay? I want to show you the formula for attraction when you meet someone new. When you meet someone new, okay? It's broken down like this. Looks, confidence, kindness. I'm very confident that when you meet somebody new, this is the formula. I don't care what anybody says. You can debate me. We can debate. This is the formula. Now, you may be like, well, how do I show that I'm confident? You show you're confident when you approach. See, you can memorize all the lines. Nobody gives a shit. But when you see a woman and you take action and you go and do what you want to do, that is confident. Okay? I think you would agree. Yes? Fair? Cool. So we show we're confident when we approach. Okay? You don't need to say you're confident. It's implied through your action. Kindness. We show we're kind by what we say. Again, I'm going to give you the line here near the end of the video, but we show we're kind by what we say. All right? And looks, I don't give a shit what you say, what your parents say, what anybody says. Any man can be a 6 out of 10. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Stop lying to yourself, bro. Okay, now again, let me go back to what I said earlier because I know there's going to be haters coming. There are exceptions. We're talking generally. If you're fat, out of shape, don't have style, all within your control. Yeah, all within your control. Any man can get to a 6 out of 10 just on looks alone. I do not care what you say. Doesn't matter. In fact, one of the biggest things that I would recommend that I think it's talked about a lot in the style community. I don't know. As you can see, I wear a lot of athleisure. But wear clothes that fit you. That's a big tip that I learned when I was younger. And aside from getting a little bit in shape and taking care of yourself, your skin, all that stuff, wear clothes that fit you. Okay? So that's the looks wise. Which means if you think you're a 4 out of 10, looks brings you to a 6 out of 10. You agree? Have I convinced you that you can get to a 6? Great. Kindness brings you to a 7 out of 10. Why? There was a survey done recently within the last 10 years. I forget the exact amount. It's in the thousands. They surveyed thousands of women, and women said the number one trait they want in a partner. Do you know what it is? Want to take a guess? You're looking at it. Kindness. kindness. Now, I don't know about you, but if it's the number one trait, man, my camera's running out of battery. Sorry, guys. I got to pause this video, and I'm going to come right back to it because I'm seeing the signal. It's running out. Give me a second. We're going to come right back to this. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So, I don't know about you, but if kindness is the number one trait women want in a partner, bro, that takes you up one notch on the scale. I don't give a shit what people have told you, what Reddit says, what ChatGPT says. Stop going to robots for all your advice. That's dumb. Okay? Kindness brings you to a 7 out of 10. No debate. You want to debate? Debate me, but you're going to lose. This subject, I know. But you want to debate? Debate me. Kindness brings you to a 7 out of 10, okay? Next, confidence. Now, kindness is the number one trait women want in a partner. But do you know what the sexiest trait is that women want in a man? The hottest trait? You're looking at it. Confidence. Now, if we look at the number one trait that women want in a partner, and that brings you up 1 point, so does confidence. Confidence takes you to an 8. That is why any man can be an 8 out of 10. I don't give a shit. And I made another video just on that principle alone. Any man can be an 8 out of 10. I'll put it in the link in the description. It's a little bit of a vent. Sometimes I vent. And, you know, it is what it is. If you want that, if you're still a non-believer, watch that video. It's a little motivational, a little inspiring. All right, so confidence brings you to an 8 out of 10, okay? There you go. Okay. Now let's get into this strategy, why you are here. Now I had to give you all this context because if I started with just the strategy, you know what would have happened? You would have been like, bro, not maybe you, but some people watching would have been like, dude, but I'm ugly. Or, you know, not all women want to be approached. Or, bro, I'm not confident. Or what do I say? Or, bro, I'm afraid of rejection. This is why I handled all this in advance. So I don't have to hear your bullshit, because it's bullshit. All right? So, strategy. This is the strategy to talking to women you find attractive in a very kind and respectful way because you're tired of using dating apps and you want to find a genuine relationship. It's 5 steps. We're going to go through it in detail for each one of these. First, we'll approach within 3 seconds. Then we will start with a side approach. You've probably never heard of that before. Then we will begin the conversation with a suggestion, a question, or a compliment. Then we will continue by asking them questions, and then we'll ask them out. Simple. This probably takes anywhere from a minute and a half to 5 minutes, depending on the situation, okay? All right, cool. So you want to approach within 3 seconds. All right. I've never seen anybody explain it like this before, but I think this is going to be helpful for you. In the first second, when you see someone you want to talk to, you need to know, are they in a rush? Are they busy? If somebody's moving fast through the grocery store, they got shit to do. Maybe they're late for a meeting. Maybe they got to feed their dog. Maybe they got to pick up their dog. Right? I can go on for infinity. So your goal, you see somebody, first second, are they moving fast? If they're moving fast, probably not a good idea to approach. There are exceptions, but we're talking generally here because my goal with this video is to give you confidence and mitigate how often you get rejected. Okay? That's the first second. Make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. If not, let me know in the comments. Number 2, or the second second. Do they have a wedding ring on? Do they have a ring on? If they have a ring on, they're taken. All right? Many of you may not be conscious of these things, but that's why I'm telling you. So first second, are they moving fast? Second second. Okay, so if they're not moving fast, we go to the second second. Do they have a ring? They do. Abort. Abort mission. Okay? That's the second second. Third second, you go. Don't wait any longer. I'm telling you right now. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've talked to hundreds of guys. This is key. You wait longer than 3 seconds and you already know. You know. You will find excuses like there's no tomorrow. Bro, she looks stuck up, dude. She looks like she has a boyfriend. She doesn't look like she wants to be bothered. You're funny. You're funny. You read minds? You do? Do you have a business card? Can I call you? I want to know what my future looks like. Okay, so you don't read minds. Stop. All right, let's continue. Start with a side approach. So, sorry, I'm cracking myself up at this point. All right, cool. So let's pretend this is a Whole Foods aisle, and I know this is a straight up Picasso drawing. You're welcome. So let's say you're shopping for eggs, okay? And, you know, I live in California in the Bay Area. We got a little bit of an egg problem here. So when I put this deck together, the egg shortage was at its peak, at its height. So anyways, let's say this pink arrow is the woman you want to talk to, okay? She is facing the eggs. This is key right now. She's facing the eggs, okay? If you approach and you face her perpendicular, that's not a good move. You are invading not only their personal space, but it's weird. They're looking one direction and you're looking at them. It's odd. I get sometimes, if someone comes and talks to me, even if it's a dude or whoever, and they don't recognize this thing that they're doing, it annoys me. I'm already turned off before you've even said a word. So don't do this. You start with a side approach. Meaning, and I'm going to give this demonstration looking in this direction. It's kind of hard for me to show you exactly what I mean through video. I'm doing my best here. But if she's looking at the eggs in this direction, you should be looking at this direction too. You're not looking at her. That's weird. That's creepy. That's creepy. That's weird. And that's why maybe you've gotten dirty looks before. Okay? Also, you want to maintain at least 3 feet distance from her. In the United States, this is the recommended amount. Okay? Depending on where you live, maybe this is different. I would just recommend, generally speaking, 3 feet is optimal. Okay? That's it. That's the side approach. Okay? So you approach within 3 seconds. You come in from the side. You're looking in the same direction. The point is you don't want to instill fear in them. You don't want to come across harsh. You don't want to be too aggressive with your body. But by looking at the same thing they're looking at, you convey a more natural style. You're chill. You're easygoing. You're not aggressive. Okay? All right. Now we want to begin the conversation with a short suggestion, question, or compliment. We're going to look at all 3. And by the way, this is a little bit of a rant. Hello is overrated. Okay? I don't care what you see in the movies. I don't care what your great grandfather taught you, which I'm just making up. But hello is dumb. Hello, my name's Paul. Hey, my name's John. I saw you when you walked in. It's unnecessary. Okay? It's unnecessary. This is not an email. It's stupid. Don't be stupid. Hello's overrated. You're watching this video. Just trust me on this. Like, sometimes when I give this type of advice, not this one in particular, but just general advice that maybe someone has never heard before, they're like, bro, but can you explain why? Let me give you a simple analogy. This is a remote, okay? This remote is for the light that I have right here. Do you think I know how the fuck this works? Nope, no idea. I just press a button and the shit's on. Trust me, hello is overrated. That's it. Don't ask me any more questions. All right, cool. Let's go back to this Whole Foods aisle example. So, suggestion template. I'd get X. X is the item. I'd get X if I were you. Example, I'd get that one if I were you. We're going back to the eggs example. You're facing this way. She's already facing this way. I'd get the half dozen one if I were you. I'd get the organic ones if I were you. That's it. You're looking in the same direction when you say it, by the way. Sorry, again, this is a little difficult for me to look at you and explain this while I'm demonstrating this. But to be clear, you're looking in the same direction when you say it, then you look. Look, say it, then look. And you may not even need to turn your head. You could just turn your eyes, just so she knows you're talking to her. I get that one if I were you. Super simple. Now, I know for many of you, you might be like, bro, this is dumb. Why would I say that? Why is it dumb to be helpful? Go ahead. Tell me. Put it in the comments. Let's debate. It's not dumb. You think it's dumb. Also, let me tell you something else. I haven't said it yet, but this is key to this video. Grocery store culture is kind of helpful already. People like to hear about different recipes and shit, different sauces they liked. It's what it is. In other words, it's semi-expected. Okay? So don't worry about it. Trust me on this. All right, that's a suggestion option. You're not comfortable with that? Cool, I got another option for you. This is the compliment template. All right, I call this the 2-word spark. I'll get back to that in a little bit. You're looking at the eggs. She's looking at the eggs. You notice she's wearing Hokas. In case you don't know, Hokas are some really popular shoes. Running shoes, I believe. You're looking at the eggs. Nice Hokas. And then you look. Nice dress. Nice laptop bag. Nice watch. Nice necklace. Nice jewelry. I can go on for infinity. You dodged a hello. You're looking in the same direction. Nice bomb. Nice boopty. Nice scoobity. Whatever, right? I'm just making up words. I make up a lot of words. So that's it. That's the 2-word spark. Again, I will give you more detail on that later. All right? So that's the compliment. Finally, the last option, the question template. Do you know about X? You're looking at the eggs. Do you know which one of these are good? Then you look. Do you know which one of these are organic? Then you look. Do you know which one of these are on sale? Then you look. Simple, right? Easy. So easy to begin. In fact, I don't even know why this is so complicated because it's just, I don't get it. But I get it because I used to be like you. But that's why I'm here, to help you. All right, cool. So that's the question template. Cool? Now we go into continue the conversations. Or continue the conversation by asking questions. Let's begin. So let's say, again, we're using the same example, and you say, nice shoes. All right? You say it. You see her shoes, you're looking at the eggs, you say nice shoes. Now, I'm showing you now in a new slide because it's just easier to look at. You say nice shoes, okay? She says, thanks. Okay? Now, for many of you, you'd already shut down. You're like, fuck, she doesn't want to talk to me. Before you shut down, recognize that she does not know you. She doesn't know you. You can't expect her or expect all women to be jolly and happy and yay. I've been waiting for somebody to compliment my shoes. No. You don't know. You don't. Okay? So do not judge based off that first answer. All right? That's key. Next, are you a big fan of item? Are you a big fan of Hokas? Like Hokas, again, is the name of the shoes. Let's just say Nike because Nike's more familiar. Are you a big fan of Nike? Are you a big fan of Reebok? Are you a big fan of Adidas? Okay? We're just using the shoes example. This can apply to anything. And she says, kinda, I just like comfort footwear. Okay? I'm going to break this down in a second. I just want to give you the overview first. And you say, I hear you. I'm big on comfort as well. Right? I'm Paul, by the way. That's what you... Then you introduce yourself, right? You've exchanged a little bit of information. You've had a little connection. Then you introduce yourself. Then you put out your hand, okay? Now, I want to show you something. When she said, kinda, I just like comfort footwear, what I did and what I'm suggesting you do is take one of the words from her sentence and you use that in your sentence. Not necessarily in a comfort pace, but you're copying or looking at her sentence and you're finding something that you can zoom in or zoom out on. This is called zoom flow. That's what I call it. Meaning, you either zoom in and go detailed on something she said, or you zoom out and go macro on something she said. So she said, I just like comfort footwear. Now we're staying on the same level here. I hear you. I'm big on comfort as well. Okay? I'll give you more examples here in a second. So if she said, looking at something else, kinda, I just like comfort footwear, I'd be like, same. I actually just bought a new pair of Hokas the other day, right? So we're zooming in. I also just bought a pair of Hokas the other day. Me talking about Hokas is zooming in. Zooming out is talking about comfort in general. Yes? Makes sense a little bit? Okay, cool. And then, I'm Paul, by the way. Then you introduce. Okay? Cool. These are called common denominators, right? You're finding something that they talked about and you're bringing it up in a different way by either zooming in or zooming out. All right? Cool? Cool. Then you ask them out. I'm going to go through a live example with all this put together. So I'll give you more on how to continue by asking questions, but then you ask them out. And this is the line. Here it is. So simple. I know many of you have watched this entire video waiting for this. This is it. There's nothing else you need to say. Hey, I know you're busy, but you seem pretty cool. And I find you really attractive. Want to grab coffee or tea one of these days? That's it. Simple, direct, concise, honest, no game plank, right? People are craving authenticity these days, right? Now let's break this down. I know you're busy. Emotional intelligence. That's what EQ means. You're acknowledging the fact that you see she's shopping. And you're interrupting her shopping process. Hey, I know you're busy. Hey, I see you're busy shopping. Hey, I know you probably got to run. Hey, I know you got 1,000 things in your cart and you're about to check out. It's very human. Okay? But you seem pretty cool and I find you attractive. We just talked about this. Direct, honest, confident. This is key. This is key. And then finally, want to grab coffee sometime. Dinners are a no-no. I don't know who taught you this. They're wrong. I'm right. Dinners are a no-no. Why are dinners a no-no? It's okay if you say it for the sake of saying it, but put yourself in her shoes. She just met you, bro. Do you understand how long it takes many women to get ready? Hours. A dinner is a big obligation. But a coffee? That could be fucking 10 minutes. So you have to put yourself in her shoes. You have to understand that if you want to increase the chances of getting a positive answer, make them saying yes easy. Coffee. It's chill. You could rock athleisure. You can come in gym clothes. You can come after yoga. Dinner? Reservation. Gotta dress up. Gotta be super elegant with it. That's probably 45 minutes to an hour and a half minimum commitment. Not even talking about commute. Do you see what I'm saying? Leave a dinner for a second, third, fourth, fifth date or something. Never, never, never first date. Ever. I'm not even going to talk about this anymore. Do what you want, but that's the answer. All right, cool. Coming back to this example. So let's say we go through this script and you say, hey, I'm Paul, by the way, right? Hey, I know this is random, but you seem pretty cool and I find you attractive. Want to grab coffee sometime. That's it. Simple, clear, direct, honest, all attractive qualities. Okay? Sorry, I had to switch this up because I'm running out of room. Okay? So let's say she says, sure. Okay? Well, if she said, I'm sorry, let me go back. Let's say she says, sure. Or she may say, I actually have a boyfriend. If that's the case, where she says, I have a boyfriend, I'm taken, I'm not interested, I'm seeing somebody, hey, I just went back to my, whatever. You always end on a positive note, always. Don't be the guy that gets mad or retaliates or says something nasty because you're the one that's making women hate being approached in the first place. Is that you? Don't be that, okay? End on a positive note. Hey, no problem, have a wonderful day. Be happy they were honest with you, okay? All right. Now, kind and understanding, like I said. Now, if she says, sure, well, great. You connect, you win, everything's awesome. Amazing. If she said she had a boyfriend, you still win. You learn something about yourself, something about your technique, something about the conversation. Your charisma and communication skills still go up when you approach, okay? This is a win-win, which is why you win either way. Let me repeat, there's no losing. You win either way, all right? Now, I know many of you, because I know you. If you get rejected, you may think it's because you're not worthy, you're ugly, this. But this is childish mindset. There could be a gazillion reasons why she rejected you. Let's just go over a few. Just got out of a relationship, not interested in dating, already dating somebody, already married, in a toxic partnership, having a bad day, blah, 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 blah. This is just some of them that came up in my mind when I created this deck. Okay? So to think, for you, to think that it's because you're not worthy, you're one cocky fuck. And I'm sorry, but you are. It's kind of egotistical, actually, to think, oh my God, it's because of me. How do you know it's because of you? You don't. So don't be thinking that it's you. That's an ego problem. I used to be just like you. I don't think this way at all. Remember, the mindset is the key if you really want to improve. You cannot assume that it's you. This me. This is some selfish nonsense, bro. Who made you King Kong to think that you're the reason, right? No, it's stupid. It's stupid. This just fires me up when I think about it. Cool. Focus on the things you can control, okay? What can you control? Let's go over it. Your thoughts, your actions. That's it. Why she rejected you, bro, I have no idea. Don't email me. Don't tell me. Don't ask me. I cannot read minds. Some of you apparently can. I cannot. So I don't focus on the details of why she rejected me and I'd encourage you to think about that too, because you would never know anyways. So it's a waste of time. But you can control your thoughts and your actions, okay? By the way, my battery's about to die again, so I'm gonna have to pause here in a second. So in case there's an abrupt ending, that's why. Let me do it now before I get into this. 1 second. All right, we're back. Cool. So challenge overthinking, all right? Now, what do I mean by that? Now, we just went over the focusing on what you can control, correct? Cool. You want to challenge overthinking. When you overthink, you ask yourself if you have objective proof to back up your thoughts. To back up your thoughts. This is key, okay? And we do this using a method called fact or feeling. Fact or feeling, okay? Let's go over a couple examples. You may say, I can't do this as you want to approach, or if you're thinking about talking to somebody. But using fact or feeling, you challenge that thought. Have I really tried to do this? More than likely, you haven't even tried. Maybe you tried 6 months ago, and now you're determined your entire life by this one data point, this one experience. Stupid. Not you stupid, it's stupid to think this way. And again, there's no judgment here. I used to think this way. I'm trying to prevent you from going through the same mistakes and failures I went through. That's my goal here. Okay? All right, cool. You may be like, am I good enough? Am I good? What is good? Some women love a beard. Love a beard. Some women hate it. Same with bald head. So what is good? Subjective. She looks stuck up. How do you know she looks stuck up? Is there objective proof? Or do you just think she's stuck up because she's attractive and dresses well and walks with confidence? So you diagnose your own overthinking. You become your own doctor using fact or feeling. Is this fact or is this feeling based? Fact, feeling, fact, feeling, fact, feeling. And I can promise you, most of the time, it's bullshit in your mind. Though it's all feeling. It's all feeling. Putting this all together, going back to the pineapple smoothie guy, this is how I'd recommend you start this conversation. I'd get the other ones, right? So I don't even know what she's looking at. This is just an image off Google. Maybe she's looking at some carrots. I think those are carrots. I don't know. I get the other ones. That's it. So you grab the pineapples. I'd get the other ones if I were you, okay? And she's like, why? Now, again, you may shut down. They taste better. I'm a health nerd. Now, this is a little more advanced, but you add a little joke. They taste better. Trust me. I'm an organic freak. Hey, trust me. They taste better. I just watched a YouTube video on it the other day. Whatever. You add a little joke. You continue the conversation, right? Maybe she's like, well, thanks. Kind of short, kind of dry, and you're kind of like, I don't really know what to do. No problem. Hey, by the way, you know what pairs well with that, right? What pairs well with the carrots? Again, we're assuming it's carrots. I don't know what she's looking at, right? And she's like, what? The pasta they make here? It's right here in the aisle 3. I'd check it out if I were you. Hey, I'm Paul, by the way. Hey, you know what pairs well with that? The soup they have in aisle 2. Have you seen it? Yeah, it's good. It's on sale right now. Yeah. I'm Paul, by the way. Simple, helpful, clear, direct, honest, right? Don't overcomplicate these things for yourself. You don't need games. You need honesty. That's it. You are acting on your honesty and you are saying what's on your mind, of course, assuming it's PG. That's it. Doesn't have to be more complicated than that, okay? So maybe we go with that example and we're like, yeah, the pasta here they make has XYZ. I'm Paul, by the way, okay? And she's like, nice to meet you, Paul. I'm Jane. Again, we're just role-playing here, right? And you're like, likewise, hey, you seem pretty cool and I'm enjoying our convo. You're really attractive. Want to grab coffee sometime? Now, this is a little bit different than the line I showed you. The reason being is you don't need to copy and paste it. It's just a matter of being direct, honest, and kind, okay? Likewise, you seem pretty cool, and I'm enjoying our back and forth dialogue. Hey, you want to grab a cup of tea one of these days? I know a great spot down the street. Simple, right? Sure, here's my number, whatever. When you do all of this, my friends, you're going to feel relieved. You're going to feel confident. Your life improves. Your business improves. Why? Because this is not, again, about just dating. This is about overcoming your limiting beliefs, overcoming your overthinking, becoming a better human when it comes to interacting with others, recognizing social cues, recognizing when someone wants to talk to you, recognizing how to continue conversations. This is a superpower. This is a superpower. Master it and your life will change. Stop having lonely nights. You probably know what that's like already. And you will have a thriving social life, okay? And you find your partner in crime. I mean, ultimately, that's why you're here, right? You want to find a meaningful relationship. Now, I have a free gift for you. Now, we talked a little bit about how to start conversations. I have a free guide on how to start conversations with women comfortably. It's backed by science. I talk about the 2-word spark. I talk about Zoom flow. I give so many examples, right? I touched on these briefly. If you want this free guide, it is free. Check the link in the description. You can get it. It's free. I can guarantee you this is going to unlock a new version of yourself. And if you unlock this new version of yourself, your life changes as a result. All right? Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's a little bit long. If you like this style, most of the time when I make videos, they're shorter, around 10 minutes or less. If you enjoyed this long form content, do me a favor. Let me know. All right. I took a lot of time putting this together. If it's helpful, let me know that it was helpful so I can do other stuff like this. So I can make other content that's helpful for you, that helps you feel good about yourself. So you can find the connections you want, whether that's a meaningful relationship, your partner in crime, find the job you want. Again, this is bigger than dating. This is about unlocking a version of you that you don't even know you have. Let me help you. Download it. The link is in the description. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys soon.